Today I did something very, very important today. I can't really talk about it in detail and tell you um, what I did. I will discuss that in a later video. It's not from me, it's from him. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about as much as I can about it without, getting to the specific details of what I did. Today marked the beginning. Today marked the change of my life. Today I began a new life. And it took me a long time to understand that this is what everything in my past season, in this season, was leading up to. This very day. This day, when I woke up and I didn't even know I was going to do something of this importance today. When I did that today and I realized what I needed to do and I actually did it, it changed everything. And I can already feel the difference in my life now that I've done the first step in a long one into my new journey today. Like I said, I can't get into the details. I can't give you the meat and potatoes of what I did today, but today I made a very important decision. But I can in a later video, and I'll probably put this video in the description so you can watch the part 1 and the part 2. This is nothing of monetary gain, financial gain, publicity. I butchered that word. This is nothing to give me clout or anything like that. I didn't get any clout with man, but I did with God. Well, not necessarily clout, but I got favor with him for what I decided to do today. And that's a little too much right there. But I'm not going to get any more further detail than that. Today, the game changed for me. And it got a lot better. And for the devil, it got a lot worse. But as long as you're not the devil and you're not on his side, you're not one of his demons, you're not one of his followers, human followers, you got nothing to worry about. But if you are, you got something to worry about. I'll tell y'all something, man. I had a dream recently that I did not make, that I was in the throne room in front of God and I didn't get into heaven. You heard me correctly. I did not get into heaven. I didn't make it. I may have spoke on this before, but I'm going to speak on it even more now. I didn't make it, bro. He sent me back to earth. And I'm thankful he didn't send me to the other place. You know what I'm talking about. Sheol, Hades, hell. Once I had that dream, I realized something. Something needed to change in my walk with God or lack thereof. And I did the first step to that today. That's as far as I can go in detail, but I did that today. It's of the utmost importance that we do all we can to put our walk with God at the highest list of importance in our life. Because none of us know when our last day is going to be. None of us know when we're going to be called to go home for judgment. None of us know when we're just going to cease to exist. And no, it's not just darkness. There is a heaven, is a hell. I'm telling you, man. Once you experience the spiritual side of Jesus, I'm not talking about organized religion. I know today's Easter. I call it Resurrection Sunday. I know today's that day. But just like the sun was shining on my face earlier, it's how God shined on us when he sent his son to die for us, for all of us, humanity. No matter how good you claim to be, No one is good but God. And that came from the most perfect man to ever walk the earth. That's why I strongly dislike it when people call me good. Don't call me that. Don't call me good. No, I'm not trying to beat myself up. No, it's not because of a lack of confidence. It's not because I'm depressed. It's not because any other weird, stupid reason that you could think of. I'm sorry, not stupid, but idiotic reason that you could think of. Stupid just sounds harsh. Idiotic sounds better. Today I made a very, very, very important step in my walk with God. Some will say it started a different walk with God. Some will say my former wasn't a walk at all. Today I made a very important decision, and I did something that is crucial to my salvation, to my life, to my future. Today I did that today. Today I did that. And I just want to tell you that time is not on your side. You can't just sit and just wait and wait and wait. Don't. Even if you can, don't. Well, you can't because you don't know what tomorrow holds. You may not even make it to tomorrow because tomorrow is not promised. If God is calling you, if he has something for you to do, please answer the call. Many are called, but few are chosen. Few, very few. I just pray that I'm doing what I need to do to answer that calling, because that has to be what is most important in my life, to answer God's calling. Not to go out and to try to get with women or get more money or drink as much as I can or be inebriated or to just live this fantasy lifestyle. It's not what life is about. That's not what life should be about. That's not what your goal should be. Because I've done it. I've lived it. It was useless and it made me a lot more lonely than I've ever been. Yeah. That lifestyle, girls, drinking, going out, it made me very, very lonely. And it could have ruined my life. But thank God he got me up out of there. But this is not just talk about the bad or the bad stuff that I've done. Let's talk about the good stuff that I'm going to do. Mind you, I do good things. I'm not a good person. Don't call me that. I'm going to walk off. I'm not a good person. And a lot of people call me this, so-and-so, man of God, man. Even that is debatable. Because a lot of times I've just lived a life of just mediocrity and just fugaziness and just lukewarmness. And that's what caused me to make this decision that I made and do what I did today. And I urge you, if you're watching this, make the decision today. Do what you need to do today. Go find a church, an actual church who puts God at the forefront of their church, who's not talking, but who's doing the walking, or both. But make sure that they're a true followers, that the church is a true follower of Christ, that they are a true representation of God. Make sure that that is where you're at, because you can't get far on your own. Today I made the most important decision I've ever made in my life. And I'm thankful that God allowed me to make it. And I can already see the fruit and the blessings that he's given me from just making that decision. And I didn't even make it 12 hours ago. It was 6-7 hours ago. It wasn't that long ago. I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I'm blessed to have a Father in heaven that cares for me so much. And you can too. All you have to do is abandon a father that you have right now. Because if you're not serving God, then you're against God. And if you're against God, then you'll perish forever and ever. ever. I want to say these things, but I don't want these things to fall on deaf ears because you think that I'm perfect or whatever. Or you think that I have like a high and mighty attitude. Please don't misconstrue my words. That's not me at all. I want people to understand what I have gained today. I've been alive for 21 years and I gained this today. Peace, joy, prosperity with God. I made an important decision today and I can already see the blessings of my life. Blessings that hasn't happened in the past 21 years. I can see it today. I can feel it today. Deep down in my soul. It's a little part right here. But in all seriousness, I want you guys to know, man, make that decision. Make that change. Stop being on both sides of the fence. You ever seen someone try to sit on the fence? I've sat on the fence. It don't feel good. Especially since I'm a man. And you know where I'm getting at. Sitting on the fence don't feel good. Maybe, if you're a woman, the process will be a little bit easier, but for a young man like me, no. It's a big no bueno. And it will only hinder and harm your life. So the last thing I want to touch on today, forgive those who've hurt you. Because if you don't, you're hurting yourself. Forgive those who hurt you. Because if you don't, you're hurting yourself. Start your walk with God today. I don't care if you've been a believer for 30, 40 years. If you haven't been a true follower, and you'll know, start it today. This is my message. This is my plea to all of y'all because we are running out of time. There is nothing wrong with realizing that you haven't been properly walking with God and correcting and rectifying that mistake, because that is a problem, because you don't know when you're going to leave. And you need to be absolutely sure that you have a real relationship with Jesus Christ. And you actually know who he is. So when you leave this earth, he can vouch for you to the Father that you are his son. Because we are all sons, daughters. We are all the bride of Christ. There's no gender and none of that. We are all the bride of Christ. Once we get to heaven, we are spiritual beings. Right now, we are spiritual beings locked inside of a physical prison. Our body. It wasn't always meant to be like this, but it is. So now we have to endure it. There's a verse in scriptures about lasting until the end. It's in Revelations. I'll probably put it in the description, but just Google it, bro. But other than that, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up, man. So I appreciate all the love and support. Interact in the comments, show that you're here. Leave a like if you feel like this has moved something inside your spirit. If you feel like this resonate with you. If it has, if it hasn't, I done all I could do. Now it's in God's hands. So I love you. God bless you. And stay safe. Peace.